Okay, and we are live. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So let's get into the show tonight because there's a lot to go through, and a lot of it is very new information. A lot of stuff really has broke today, and it has been a very good day for the news overall for Manchester United. So let's get into it. Let's get into the big one. That is Rasmus Hojlund. So where do we sit with Hojlund at the moment? So Manchester United are advancing in their talks to sign Rasmus Hojlund from Atalanta, and that is coming from TalkSport. Same article also says United have been in discussions with Rasmus Hojlund this week and are now very close to agreeing a fee. That is the only thing that's standing between Hojlund and it's the only thing standing between us and Hojlund being a Man United player, and that's a big thing, guys. That is just agreeing that fee. Once we get that, once we have the confirmation it's done, Rasmus Hojlund is here we go. It is Manchester United time for him. And look, I'm feeling really confident on this, guys. I really am feeling good about the chances of United getting Rasmus Hojlund done. And look, DiMarzio is saying this could be done by the weekend. We are Wednesday now. Let's see where we go with this. So from that DiMarzio report, Atalanta's request for Hojlund is around £68.5 million, but Manchester United expect to reach the agreement for £60 million plus bonuses. The next couple of days will be decisive, and the parties hope to close the deal very soon. So I'm feeling good in this one, guys. I really am. And I can see everybody down in the chat, so good to see you guys. We've got Dan down there, good to see you. Stephanie saying, just completed the poll question. Hopefully everyone does the same. 50 likes would be great tonight. Yeah, guys, a couple of likes would be lovely as well. And yeah, no worries, Stephanie, as well. If you hop on, no worries at all. And if not, I'm sure I'll catch you again. So guys, yes, just as Stephanie was saying, poll question tonight, we were asking, is £60 million a good deal for Rasmus Hojlund? I want to know what you guys think on this one. So I've gone for a couple of options on it. We've gone for good deal, fair deal, overpriced, or bad deal. So let me know your thoughts on that one. Drop a like on the video as well, guys. So Shade is down there, good to see a man. And Lucky Singh as well. Hojlund deal around 50 million plus add-ons, and McTominay out, Eric buy out as well. Yes, the McTominay one is another one that I do want to talk on. So this is really developing quite quickly over the last 24 hours. Last night, we had little rumors of West Ham maybe being interested in McTominay again, maybe consider going in for him again. Look, Manchester United, we've stuck a big price tag on Scott McTominay's head. It's £40 million. It's a lot of money. Do I think he's a 40 million player? No, but if the going rate is for Conor Gallagher is 45 plus, I think McTominay is probably up there as well. So, look, this is coming in from the Daily Mirror. So, David Moyes is ready to lean on his Manchester United contacts to complete a stunning £40 million deal for Scott McTominay. That could be brilliant, guys, because that's going to really offload a lot of the Hojlund spend. That probably gets us Stefan Amrabat, and that gets us a player off the books who I don't think is ever going to be good enough for Manchester United. So, I really don't think there's any way United can lose on that deal, and that price is honestly fantastic. I remember sitting with you guys a couple of weeks ago. We were going through players we would keep, who we would sell, what we would do with them, and we all came to the common consensus really that around 25 to 30 million pounds max would be an incredible deal for Scott McTominay. If we're pulling 40 million out, guys, that is absolutely brilliant. Lucky Singh saying West Ham want him straight away. They can bid 33 million. I don't know, maybe they will. And Dan says 60 million is a good, the way the market is, and long-term investment, good deal all round. Yeah, I'm feeling the same as well. I think we're kind of on the verge there between good deal and fair deal. I can't complain. The way the market's going, I think that's a good price to get Rasmus Hojlund. Stella, good to see you. 45 plus 5 is a fair price. It is a fair price. That could be a really good price, and it would be fair for Atalanta. But clearly those guys, they can hold out for more, and they're going to try that. So I think it's going to take a little bit more than 45 plus 5. Probably around 52 plus 5 or something like that gets a deal done, in my opinion. So this McTominay one is a big one. So TalkSport again said that Manchester United have told Scott McTominay that he can leave the club. They've slapped on a £40 million asking price for Scott McTominay. The player is really wanted by West Ham. So I'm feeling confident on this one, guys. Look, I've been saying all along that Scott McTominay could go to West Ham as the Declan Rice replacement and maybe not do too bad. I think that's his level. I think that's his style of football. He might be really good there. Greg is saying PSG offered Hojlund massive wages in another bid to sign him, but he still turned them down. He only wants United. That's the type of players we want. Yeah, absolutely. And that is something I do want to talk about. So we had heard last week, first and foremost, coming in from the Italians, that those guys were saying basically Rasmus Hojlund's priority is to join Manchester United. He wants to go to United. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. That's the number one in his mind. That's what he needs to do. So look, we have this confirmed as well today. So this is coming in from DiMarzio. So Paris Saint-Germain are offering Rasmus Hojlund a higher salary than Manchester United, but the player has given his priority to Manchester United. His heart's set. I mean, look, we're seeing the guy like an Instagram post, putting stories and watching stories. I have every confidence that he becomes a Manchester United player, guys. I really, really do. And let me see. Dan is saying if we loan Maguire to West Ham, we should make it an obligation to buy him. Prefer the sale, but his wage is too much. Stella, good to see you, man. Thank you for joining in. I don't think we get 40 for Scott either. I don't think that's a realistic fee. Look, if West Ham pay it, that's incredible. And look, if they're going in with a 40 million bid, let's not tell them that we'll take anything less. Let's take that money and run with it. Stella, will I be doing a watch along? I will not be doing a watch along tonight, Stella. The kickoff, I believe, is around 2 a.m. UK time. I've got work tomorrow morning, so I have to be up 4 o'clock. So I don't think I'm going to be up watching the match tonight. But I will be doing them at the weekend matches and stuff as well. So like, I think the next one that we'll probably do is maybe the Dortmund match. I think it's a weekend one, so we'll probably get it done, guys. Don't worry, plenty of watch alongs coming up. Promise you guys that. So we're gonna have a look again at Rasmus Hojlund, because I do have something else that I did want to go through, and I think it's an interesting one. So Manchester United, according to Romano, have sent the first verbal proposal to Atalanta for Hojlund. €60 million package, including €50 million fixed fee plus 10 million in add-ons. Look, this is getting really close to what they want. I'm hoping that it gets done, guys. I really am hoping that it gets done, because I think this could make or break the early parts of the season. Having that forward option and not having it is absolutely miles of difference, and we need to get this guy in. Kerwin, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in. Lucky is saying Manchester United could negotiate the price with West Ham. Yes, we could, and how that's going to go, I don't know. Look, United have had some good deals in this transfer window, but track record would tell us, are we going to do it throughout the window? Can we do it every time? Probably not. Rijat, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in there. So yeah, if we get 40 million for Scott McTominay, that's brilliant, and that gives us another signing. That gets us Stefan Amrabat, and it brings in Rasmus Hojlund. The good thing is we can sign Hojlund without having to worry about actually having to go out there and sell players before we do it. Thankfully, the budget has managed to stretch far enough to get that deal done. I'm very happy with that. Everzat says, why can't United agree a deal with their opening bid? I don't know, man. Like, I really don't. It's one of them. It's like, if they accepted the opening bid, it's like we've gone too high on it. I feel like that's the thing. But we have done this a lot in this window, where we've gone in, put a bid in that we know is probably going to get rejected, and then we try to work our way down. Ideally, we would have been doing this a couple of weeks ago. I feel like it's slightly too late in the window. This is kind of getting important now. This is kind of getting high intensity. We need to get the job done quickly. Rizat says United don't want McTominay and Maguire to go until they get a good price. No, they probably don't, and they're probably looking at both players as a good, good squad players, people who will cost money to go out and replace. But I think we should be looking more ambitious than that. I really do. And I think what we should be doing is selling both players. Then we can go out and we can really push on from there. The higher the level of your squad, the higher the level of your first team, that's what gets you guys trophies. It isn't just about having 11 good players. We need to be moving these guys on. And look, the financials at United, they're not great. They're not as strong as what they once were, guys. They really are not. So what we have to do is really cut separate the wheat from the chaff, get rid of the players who are just never going to be good enough, and we need to move on. We need to up the levels across the board. Stella says we got a better negotiating in Hargreaves now. Yeah, we do. I really do agree with you there. I think it's a big point you're making, and there's definitely a different approach. There really is a different approach with United in this market. It makes more sense. It seems to be more coordinated. And look, the bar was low. Like, make no mistake about it. The bar was on the floor. So for United to go out and actually manage to do some good deals, I'm feeling a lot better about it, guys. I really, really am. Lucky Singh is saying Scott McTominay will tell the board he will want a new adventure. I hope so. I would like to hope so, because that means that it's more likely for him to go. One of my big concerns is, look, there's a lot of players at this club who I think should be moved on. Harry Maguire, Martial, McTominay, Fred, Van de Beek, guys like this. One of my concerns is, do they view Manchester United as the place they want to be? That's the question here. And look, everybody agrees Dean Henderson should go. But the big thing Henderson said all along is he wants to go because he wants to play football. One of my worries is some of these players who are not good enough might have the intention of staying at Manchester United for a long time until the contract runs out. And that's something we'll have to be worried about as well. Dan says he will be great for West Ham. McTominay, yeah, I agree with that. I do think he'll be a good player for West Ham. Look, West Ham's not going to be expecting Scott McTominay to go out there and play 100 passes in a match. They're not going to be asking him to run past 3 players and play a 50-yard ball. They're going to ask him to be scrappy, get up and down the pitch, be a nuisance in the box, put some tackles in, and that's going to be his game. That's what he's good at. It's really playing to his strengths as a footballer as well. Dan saying, is Donny going back to Ajax? I mean, look, I think that's the smart move for him if that became an option, if it was something they could do, if it's something they were interested in, because I think that makes a big difference to him personally, and that's a sort of deal that I feel like Donny van de Beek would accept, that he should accept. So he might end up taking that deal if it came up. Let me see. Rajat says, Murda says, sorry, Cameron says Murda deserves the credit. He probably does, in the sense that I do think that he has been working with an arm behind his back. I do think that he has been screwed over by the board and by the ownership, and I do think he's trying his best. I still think there's better out there, and to me, John Murda, maybe at the minute, he's working hard, but is he that good enough in the first place? That's what I'm asking as well. Rajat says Murda has been okay. He hasn't done too much. Yeah, look, I would agree with that. I think he has worked hard, and I think he's doing a lot better. But I think there's still a lot better people out there, more qualified people who maybe have a better idea of what it is they're actually doing. Let me see who else we've got down here. Rajat is saying, would let Donny be given chances. Murda deserves most credit because he's at the helm of this transition. We are currently coming back from the Woodward era. Yeah, it's a good point. It couldn't be worse under Murda and Arnold than it was under Woodward. I still don't think it's good. I still think there's a big improvement to be made there, but I will acknowledge that it's at least better in these last 2 years than what it has been previously to that. Dan is saying, think Van de Beek is surplus at United. Now seeing reports back, Ajax 20 mil. Yeah, look, that might be an offer that he goes for, and I think it's a good offer because that's him going back to a place where he thrived, where he really flourished as a player, and I could see him going back and doing it. 20 million would be a brilliant offer. I think if Ajax came in, he would go. And look, the thing is with Donny van de Beek, and I will say this now, the guy's not a number 6. He cannot play deep. He cannot really go box to box because he hasn't really got the engine for it. So he finds himself in a position competing with some of the very best players at Manchester United. So he's going up against Bruno Fernandes to start with. He's going up against Christian Eriksen. He's competing with Mason Mount. I don't see the guy getting back into this team. Big ups to Hot Fuzz as well. Thank you, man, for joining in. So with that in mind, guys, there is something that I want to talk to you guys about. And look, this is going to be a controversial deal. I want to know what you guys think on it as well. So, of course, that is Dean Henderson. So Dean Henderson, as we know, wants to leave Manchester United. We want Dean Henderson to go. Nottingham Forest want to buy him. So, look, everything looks all set in stone. But the big thing is, guys, they're going in with the expectation that they get the guy on a loan to buy. And that, for me, is slightly concerning. That, for me, is a bad deal, in my opinion, because, like, this is a guy we want to get these funds for now. This is when we need the money. We need to get the funds now. There's no point putting the money off for a year till the end of the season with loads of stipulations that they have to buy him if he plays a certain amount of matches. If they want the guy, pay the money for the guy and give us the money so we can sell him. That's what it's got to be. Let me see. Goodison is saying, but we overpaid last season for all but two. Yeah, look, we did overpay last season, but it was still a better window because it was players the manager wanted. They came in and they really did well for the team. So I think it'll work out. There's Sean Forsyth as well is saying Donny doesn't have the physical attributes for Premier League, could never play that role. Nah, man, he definitely couldn't. And especially, like, if we're playing a 4-3-3 next year, which I think we will be, it's what we've lined up in pre-season with, his starting position is gonna be even deeper. So I don't see him having the engine to get up and down that pitch. Sean saying as well, Henderson loaned to buy, smells like an FFP workaround by Forest. Yeah, it could be. I hope United are smart enough to say, give us the money now for the guy. I really do. Look, obviously we want to sell him. That's the big thing. We need to sell this guy. But at the same time, I'm like, it if we owed, like, it's basically just passing it on to another year. We need the money now, so let's get the money now. That has to be the objective here. Rajat is saying as well, Ten Hag looking at other options like Kolomwani or Kudus with along with Hojlund. Yeah, look, that's something we've done a lot this transfer window, and it's been something we've seen throughout. So one of the things that we have been doing is negotiating several deals. We've been looking at several players, talking to several players. That does two things. First and foremost, it gives you a backup option if things go wrong with Hojlund or any other deal. But secondly, it gives you what I would call a negotiations tactic. And United have used this throughout, where we've basically threatened to go out and walk away from a deal to pursue another target. We did it with Mount. We said we'll walk away and get Caicedo. We did it with Onana. We said, okay, we'll just leave Onana and we'll go buy, we'll just play Dean Henderson. So I think it's a ruse. I think it's United trying to go in for those players in that way. Let me see. Hot Fuzz is saying Fiorentina losing 5-0 to Serbian side. Yeah, no Amrabat will do that to team. Dan says agree with the on the Cassie price. He's a shoe in as well. Amrabat is better than Scott and Fred, so we're upgrading and getting money back into the budget. Yeah, look, I agree with that. It's like we're selling worse players at a better price to bring in a better player at a lower price. So that's nothing but smart business for Manchester United. So we're going to get talking on Sofian Amrabat as well, guys. So first and foremost, coming in from Alfredo Padilla, Sofian Amrabat has agreed to join Manchester United on a multi-year contract worth 4 to 4.5 million euros per year plus bonuses. So not a big wage budget. That's good for me. It's good to see United not just throwing the money around like we have done before. I'm happy with that. Kerwin says there are more qualified individuals compared to Merda. Then what, in your opinion, would happen at the club if someone better was running the transfer window? Look, I will say this, and I think some of the negotiation would be done quicker, but at the end of the day, I do feel like if it's Murda, if it is anybody else in the game, if it's Paul Mitchell, whether it's even if Ranick's dead, or if it's, I don't know, like Luis Campos, somebody like that, what I will say is this. I feel like with the Glazers here, with that pressure from the ownership, from the board, I feel like everyone's going to be fighting with their arm behind their back. I really do. Rajat says, how did United lose to Wrexham? Yeah, look, I watched the highlights for the Wrexham match. It was a very young team. We got a really stupid red card that was never a red card, and that was one of the main reasons why we lost that match. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, guys. Not overly concerned. Like, if it was United's first team, maybe, but I wouldn't be too stressed about that. So going back in here for Sofian Amrabat, so United ready to accelerate the deal with an offer close to 25 million euros. Amrabat is training in Florence waiting on the deal. So look, I think it's interesting, guys, as well. This guy's meant to be going on their preseason. He should be playing in that 5-0 loss in Belgrade right now, but the guy is very much training by himself, and he is expected to leave. So it's just going to be a matter of time. Dominic, good to see you, man. It's a great signing for Manchester United. I'm assuming that's with regards to Rasmus Hojlund. Yeah, look, I think that's a brilliant deal. I really do. And I think this Amrabat one, it's a really smart deal as well. Really good price. It's a really good player we're getting for that level. So Hot Fuzz says the Disney FC plot armor. Love to see it, man, but script writers are on strike as well, so it's just more dodgy refereeing calls. That's what it's about. Lucky is saying Fred or Scott. I would keep Fred over Scott McTominay. I would definitely keep Fred over Scott McTominay. I think we can sell both and be better for it. I really do, and I would really hope that that's something we consider doing. And if we do that, I'll be a very happy man with it. Let me just check as well. So there was other stuff on Sofyan Amrabat we want to go through. So Alfredo Padilla says Amrabat and Hojlund both have total agreement to join Manchester United, and of course that's really good news. So that is probably going to be the window, guys. That probably will be the final summer signings, unless we have some big outgoings and a lot of money coming in. Like if we went and sold Fred for 20 million, sold Scott McTominay for 40 million as rumored, sold Van de Beek, got money for Henderson, we managed to sell Martial, maybe then we have a crack at some other signings later in the window. Maybe a centre back, maybe we go brave and go after Harry Kane. Maybe that's what we do. I don't know, but I feel like United's windows, it's going to be Amrabat, it's going to be Onana, it's going to be Mount, it's going to be Hojlund, and that's probably going to be it. So I feel like we're close to getting the business done. I'm loving the fact that we will be close to having it done by the end of pre-season, before the season starts, and that's the main thing. Look, I never expected United to go out and manage to have all the business done before we went in pre-season. Never going to happen, because we would have to be an organization like Real Madrid, who genuinely have a long-term plan for pretty much everything. You would have to be a really competent club, which, look, we know we're not, and look, it is what it is. But for United, this is a really serious summer. It's a really smart summer, and we're doing well with it. Rajat says Amrabat best value for money, 25 to 30 million. Absolutely. Dan is agreeing as well. And McFred is also no more. Yeah, man. Look, I don't know how match going fans could sit and watch McTominay and Fred all the time. Like, even myself, any match I was there seeing them, it was hard to watch. It really, really was. Rajat says, could get Ahmad and Palistri done deadline deal. Let's see what happens. Yeah, look, that deadline, I know what one you're talking about, man. We brought in Cavani, we brought in Telles, Ahmad, and Palistri on one day. So, I don't know. Let me see. Pilla is saying, would you spend all the money now, knowing we might need reinforcements in January? It's a good question. It is a very, very good question, that. And what my big hope would be is that hopefully we can spend all the money now, and hopefully we get took over. So that either Sheikh Tassim comes in with the Qatari money and has a big January transfer window, or I don't know, even Radcliffe would come in and there would be a cash injection. So hopefully the sale's done by the end of 2023, and then maybe we can go on and have a big money spending spree in January that way. That has to be United's big hope. Let me see who else is down here. Dan says to watch alongs for the last two games of preseason. Yeah, look, man, I will be doing those. Probably not for the no, it won't be for the Athletic Bilbao one. I'm at that match, so probably not going to be there. Let me see, what is Lucky saying? News coming out. And Ronnie is saying, what's going on with Manchester United? Are they giving the loan deal for Henderson? They already have a loan deal for Henderson last year. It's a joke. Pay up 15 million or do one. Yeah, look, Ronnie, I agree with you. I really do, because the way I see it, look, Dean Henderson is a guy, 25 years old, with less than 50 Premier League appearances, all things considered, all in. So that's playing for Sheffield United, that's playing for Manchester United, that's last year at Nottingham Forest, and that's going to be whatever he has this year. So he needs a permanent move. Manchester United, we need this money. So what are we going to do? We have to go in for these deals. We have to insist on selling these players, and that has to be Manchester United's real directive. That has to be what we're going for. This loan to buy, with United getting the money next year, that's not going to help us out in any way really this year, bar taking Dean Henderson out of that dressing room. So that's a big thing, guys. That is a really, really big thing, and I hope that we're smart enough to go for it. Rajat says, get Everton's Lookman. Yeah, look, Lookman had a really brilliant year last year in Serie A. Really good and had a very good link up with Rasmus Hojlund, of course. But I think we can do better. I do think we can do better. So, in terms of players going out, guys, we have another one to bring you guys. Galatasaray are preparing a new €10 million bid for Fred. So, we should be looking more money than €10 million. Fred is worth more than about what, £8.5 million, about £9 million at best. Fred is a better player than that. We should be looking more than that, in my opinion. Dan is saying he badmouthed United, needs to get out of the club ASAP. Was leaking when Ralph was in charge. Henderson out. Yeah, look, I completely agree, but I think we have to be smart as well. We have to get money for him now. That's what it's about. There's no use when United need money to spend pushing off a sale to next year with obligations that Forest might try to get out of or might not even happen. So we need to go for it. Rajat's going, Onana, what's my name, will be playing out of the locker room. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Andre Onana, and he should be playing tonight, guys. So if anyone is watching the match, I hope that he plays. I really would love to watch him tonight. Would love to see him against Real Madrid. See how United line up. I think it will be exciting. And I'm really, really hoping it's a good match for United tonight. Any more thoughts, guys? Make sure to get them in down below. So, on the poll tonight, I had asked you guys, is Hojlund for 60 million a good deal, a fair deal, an overpriced deal, or a bad deal? At the moment, 52% of you guys are going for good deal. We have 27 saying fair deal and 20% saying it's an overpriced deal. So, nobody thinks it's a bad deal. I think the thing is, we're not doubting the actual quality of the player, the talent of the player, the potential of that player. It's more to do with the overall price tag. And I think that's a fair enough criticism. Rajat says, Ollie was good for this club's mentality-wise, but overall didn't do much for us. No, look, I will say this with Ollie. The big thing that he did do, he came in when United really needed him. He put an arm around everyone's shoulders. He managed to go out and raise the spirits, raise the team off the ground. Now, tactically, could he have been better? Yes, could have been a lot better. Some of his talent ID clearly was really, really good, because there was so many great players now who we could have signed under Ollie for very little money, and we didn't get them. So, look, there was good things, there was bad things. In the end, he went, and it was probably the right call, in my opinion. Ashid thinks that's a good deal for Rasmus Hojlund. I'm loving that as well, man. I think it's between a fair deal and a good deal. I really do. And I think Rasmus Hojlund will make that a good deal by himself. So, in terms of other players going out, Eric Bailly is close to joining Al Nassr. This is coming out from several sources as well. I'm feeling really confident on this one. This is a deal that gets done. And look, Eric Bailly's been told he's not in the manager's plans. He's not in United's plans. And we're not even going to replace him in the squad. So, look, this is a deal that has to be done. We have to get rid of Eric Bailly. Needs to go out the door, unfortunately. Really, really good potential when he joined. Really looked good a lot of the time when he played. It was always fitness with the guy. And ultimately, then it turned into attitude problems as well. Dan says, Ollie at the Whale of Paris was a great night. It was, honestly. Let's see. Gift as well is saying, but we take too long to do deals. Yes, we do. We really do. And I feel like we should have had this deal done a week or two ago. We should have had Onana done at the start of July. We should have had Mount done within June. So I do feel like we've dragged things out. I feel like United are slow at doing it. And look, this is United deliberately doing this. This is a deliberate attempt. And what they're trying to do is negotiate the best deal, walk away if they have to, and then maybe come back. That's what they're doing. And look, I think a lot of it comes down to United's reputation in the market as a club who overpay and undersell. I think we're trying to write that in the market. I think that's what we're really trying to do at the moment, because we're seeing articles coming out about the club looking to avoid United tax, looking to end that notion that if you just hold out against United, they'll give you exactly what they want. And look, we've seen this done time and time again with Manchester United, and that's why we're doing this anyway. When we held out all summer talking and negotiating with Leicester for Harry Maguire, and eventually we bought him in August at at 80 million pounds, sorry, that sends a sign that United will just do it. Juventus managed to get United to let Pogba go on a free. They picked up Pogba, and then they got £90 million in a sale for it. So, look, United's transfer dealings, they have been abysmal for years upon years, and a lot of this does come down to the guys running the club and the guys in charge. That's what it's always been the problem of. So, if we can reverse that, if we can make it better, I think we have to. Gift is saying as well, Anthony Martial needs to go. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's nothing against Martial as a player. As a player, I think he's absolutely brilliant. I think his finishing is really good. He's a very, very smooth footballer. Very, very good touch. Very good link-up play. There's a lot of things very well. The problem with Martial, first and foremost, is the injuries. It has always been the injuries. And if you're not fit enough to play, then what are you doing there? You're really, really not doing much. Liman, good to see you. Says sixth bid coming in of 7 billion. Haven't seen anything on that. Is that anything to do with the Qataris? I wouldn't be surprised. That's probably what it's going to take, knowing those guys. Good to see you, man, as well. Thanks for hopping on in there. Can see plenty of people joining in now, so welcome to the stream, guys. Really appreciate everyone coming in. So if you guys want to vote on the poll, I've been asking you guys, is Hojlund for £60 million a good deal, a fair deal, an overpriced deal, or a bad deal? Let me know your thoughts. Dante is, let's hope they accept, and they go. Haven't seen anything on this. I'm just checking it myself. If there is a seventh bid or a sixth bid by the Qataris, let's just hope it goes. Let's just hope they accept it. Nah, I'm not seeing anything about it online here, guys. I don't know. Maybe it's just my feed. But yeah, guys, any more thoughts, make sure to get them in down below. Ronnie is saying, I do know Nottingham Forest cannot come up with 15 million for Dean Henderson. I think they can. I think they should be. Greg is saying as well, I think Hojlund is a deal that's essential. I think giving playing a false nine is nonsense. Sancho needs to nail down his own position, and we can all have faith in Hojlund in the long term. Ten Hag does. Yeah, and look, I will say something about this Sancho false nine. I think he's played well there. I think it could be an option for him. I really do. But if we are signing Rasmus Hojlund, are we going to drop him to play a false nine and play with no striker? What kind of message would that send to Hojlund? Why would he have joined then? I don't know. I think it's good that Sancho has options and he can play in different positions. I think that's a good thing. But I do think that he needs to really nail down a position. And I think it has to be on the right wing. That's where I think he's going to have to try fit himself in. Gift is saying as well, please, we need to get Keane because we can't really rely and give Hojlund all the pressure. On we're United with a good manager. Yeah, look, we do have a good manager. We are Manchester United, and I do agree it will be a lot of pressure on Rasmus Hojlund. And I've said for a long time, I think one of the things United need to do is go out, not only bring in Hojlund, but bring in a second striker, somebody with some experience, someone who's been around the block, maybe knows a couple of tricks, can come in, take the pressure off Hojlund, probably doesn't demand to start every single week. And maybe that's going to be how we get the best out of them, because even last year, Rasmus Hojlund didn't complete a full 90 minutes until the January window. And it was January because he was behind Zapata and he was behind Luis Muriel. So he was not leading the line for Atalanta all season long. It took him until January to play a full 90. So he will, of course, still be used to going and playing in behind somebody, whether that's a Martial, whether that's a Taremi or somebody like that. Maybe that's all options. Dan says, Bailly and McTominay go, that's 40 million back in the pot. Yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of wages cleared off as well, and that's something as well that eats into financial fair play rules and stuff that we do have to avoid. And look, whilst FFP is definitely a big contributor in this transfer window to the lack of a budget, to the lack of money United seem to have accessible, as much as that's an issue, it is also down to the Glazer family as well. They're definitely having a big impact on this. Their refusal to sell, their refusal to take any sort of a budget, not investing money into the squad when they should have over years upon years. It's really catching up with United. So, look, they are as much to blame as financial fair play. And look, the fair play stuff comes because of financial mishandling and misrunning at the football club. So that's on those guys as well. Lucky Singh says, Ahmad Diallo, Rashford and Hojlund, it could be a nice front three for sure. And the best thing about Ahmad is kind of like Sancho, but he can play on that right-hand side maybe a little bit better. Can be what Eric Ten Hag wants out there. but Ahmad can play the number 10 position. He can play in different areas. Greg says, I don't think a false nine could win big games. I think it gives teams confidence that a team hasn't got a striker. Man United playing a false nine sends out all the wrong messages. An interesting one. Look, I do agree with that to an extent. Man City won the league playing a false nine. Lionel Messi played false nine for a long time at Barcelona. It can work, but you need goal scoring wingers. You need to have a team set up to do that. And I think United are set up to play with a number 9. We're set up to play with a focal point, a strong guy up front. He's going to hold the ball up. He's going to run all day, running behind, offer himself up for headers, link the play. That's what I think we're set up to do. If we look at the players Erik ten Hag has had up front before, they all kind of fit this common mold. You know, we're looking at the likes of Sebastian Haller. We're looking at Klaas-Jan Huntelaar. We're looking at Brian Broberry as well. So a lot of tall, strong strikers. He's only really played a false nine in one season. That was the Champions League run season. He played Dusan Tadic there. So look, it is something he has in his locker. I don't think it's a bad thing to have different game plans. But I like a number 9. I like an out-and-out striker. I love a goal machine. And it's been a long time since United have had one. Gift is saying, if Joe Hugel and Charlie McNeil are giving enough chances in the Premier League, first time we could have a great season. Yeah, look, I think, yes, we could maybe see them given a first-team opportunity. But I would be more in favour of them going out on loan and having a full season playing football all season long. I really think that makes a big difference, and it's such a huge difference going from playing Premier League 2, so playing under 23 football against guys your own age, to playing 3 matches a week from August until the end of May. Every single week playing grown men. It's not the prettiest of football. It is strong football. It's physical football. They will get a kicking, but it can make or break a young player, and it really does make a big difference. And the right loan can really shape how a player is going to go down. I remember last season, before Amad Diallo went on loan to Sunderland, he had a really bad loan spell at Rangers, and a lot of people didn't think he had it in him to be a top-level footballer. Now we're claiming for him to go and start over Anthony and start over Jadon Sancho. So it shows you the power and what a good loan spell can do to a young player's standing, what it can do to them for their overall ability in terms of progressing as a footballer. Look, it's the same with any job. The experience is key, and the more experience a player has, the better they're going to be. Let me see. Stella says Ronaldo working hard behind the scenes for it. Let's hope so. Maybe he can tell Al Nassr to sign Maguire and McTominay. If he is, that could be appreciated. Dean is saying, do you think it's a ploy by United manager? If not our first choice goalkeeper gets injured, we can bring back Henderson from a loan deal. I mean, maybe, but I feel like they would probably have themselves covered. So if it's going to be a loan with an obligation to buy, it might be that if United call back Henderson, the loan deal is broke, there's no obligation to buy. That kind of leaves us back in this position in 1 year's time. So I think what we need to do seriously is say Nottingham Forest, look, you can have Henderson, pay the money now. Just pay the money now. Maybe we can give them a knockdown price on what we would have charged on this loan to buy option. I don't know. Dan is saying, send Alvaro Fernandez out on loan. He needs needs game time. Yeah, it does. It aids development. And look, he had a really good loan spell last year for Preston North End. He was their young player of the year. So something again like that could be good for him. I feel like he might be ready for Premier League football. I would say the same for Amad Diallo if he goes on loan. Facundo Pellistri, probably ready to play top flight football, and I would like to see that across the board. I really, really would. Gift is saying, I love Man United. My dream is to visit England one day and be part of your show. Love you, man. No worries, man. Thank you very much. I'm not actually in England. I am in Northern Ireland. But yeah, thanks very much for the support, man, of course. And look, I hope you make it to England, and I hope you get to go see Manchester United play live. I really do. So all the best with that, man. Thank you so much for the support. Really do appreciate it. Greg saying City had success without a 9, but even then they knew they needed a 9 in the end and signed the best 9 there is. As to the Messi playing false 9, his genius will win games. It should only be temporary. Yeah, look, I agree with that. I do agree. And I don't think it's a bad option to have up your sleeve, but I wouldn't want to see it being plan A. I don't think it's going to be plan A. And I think we're going to buy Hojlund. And I feel like we might buy another striker, and that's going to make such a difference to Manchester United. And it gets us goals. That's the main thing. I think false 9s really work well if you have goal scoring wingers. Now, look, we got Rashford, who's going to get, what, 25, 30 goals next season based on what he did last year. But do we get that from Anthony? Do we get it from Sancho? Do we get it from Garnacho yet? No, we don't. We do need to up those levels. That's what we seriously need to do, guys. That's just my opinion, though. Let me see. Chase is saying, is it £60 million or 60 million euros for Rasmus? See, this is the confusing thing. So let me just explain this out. So, what Manchester United have offered is 60 million euros. What Atalanta want is 70 million euros. So that is 60 million pounds. It's a really annoyingly similar measurement, a really stupid currency exchange, but it is what it is. That is what they want. So we have offered 60 million euros, they want 70 million euros. So it's around about a 10 million difference. So that's around about £6-7 million difference, and that might be covered in add-ons, that might be covered in some other sort of payment. So look, I have every confidence United's getting this deal done. Whenever we see the likes of DiMarzio say that this deal can be done and they want it done by the weekend, I have every confidence in it. I really do. Daz, good to see you. The sale has completely gone away. Yeah, man. I was actually thinking that before the show as well. Where is the sale news? Where is this development? I remember this time last month, we were sitting thinking the sale was coming very close and that the Qataris were winning, but it's all gone quiet. And we've seen reports that there might be a temporary halt put on it. There might be a recess put on it to let the candidates go back, reconsider their bids and come back. I don't know. I really don't. And I would love to see progress on it. I'm an impatient guy. I want to see progress. Dan says United could sell. United could sell and loan up to 11 to 12 players. It's needed. Deadwood FC out of the club. Absolutely, man. Look, proper clearing of the boards. One of the best managers I can remember for clearing the boards. Louis van Gaal got rid of a lot of players. I feel like Ollie didn't get rid of enough, all things considered. I feel like Ten Hag is being ruthless and we are getting rid of a lot of players, especially big players as well. It's not just getting rid of youth players, it's going after the big guys in the team, getting rid of Ronaldo, getting rid of De Gea, looking to get rid of Harry Maguire. You know, those are three big players at this club. You have a club legend in De Gea, you have Ronaldo, of course, one of the best of all time, and you have Harry Maguire, club captain. And Ten Hag has been ruthless and he has cut them all out, but we want to see more of that. We really do. I think we need to keep on going. I really do. And if we keep going with it, I think it's going to be better for us in the long term. And one of the big frustrating things, look, I've said it so many times, guys, is whenever we look at Erik Ten Hag having to work with a lot of these players because we haven't had them moved on before, now if we're moving them on, at least we can bring in better replacements, and that makes such a difference to Manchester United. So there's people joining in. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the channel. If you guys want to get voting on the poll, I've been asking you guys tonight, is Hojlund at £60 million a good deal, a fair deal, an overpriced deal, or a bad deal? Let me know your thoughts on that poll. At the moment, 53% of you guys are going for good deal. I'm loving that. Loving the confidence. I hope it turns out to be a good deal. I really do. Then next up is fair deal. So pretty much everybody is going for between a good deal and a fair deal. We have around 20% going for an overpriced and only 2% going for bad deal. So there is confidence in Rasmus Hojlund. Let's hope that keeps on going. Luman says the Glazers aren't selling the club as they want more money. How from they left the club to run so badly, so much money buying players and giving them big salaries? Yeah, look, that is a big question, and that's something I've wondered for a long time. And I would love to seriously get like a top level journalist or somebody onto the show, because one of the questions I would love to ask is, one of the Glazer family's biggest motivators throughout the entirety of their reign as Manchester United owners has been to maximize profit, to not to have as much money coming in as possible. So why have we had the biggest wage bill in the league for a long time? Why have we had some of the worst negotiators in football? Why have we had massive overpriced transfers, massive overpriced salaries? Why would they do that if they're only interested in money? So I don't know, like, I seriously am wondering. I know they don't trust other people with their monies and stuff, but you would think they would pick somebody who would maximize their profits. It is very strange. It really is. Gift is saying, I think Greenwood given the chance, he could get the best out of Anthony like Garnacho did to Rashford. I don't know what's going to happen with Greenwood. It's going to be interesting to see. Look, that's not going to be Ten Hag's decision. That it's going to be a club decision. So that all remains to be seen what's going to happen there. Daz is saying we started talks for Amrabat. Yeah, look, we have started talks with Amrabat. We have agreed terms with Amrabat. So it will be a multi-year contract, €4 million per year salary. So we've got all the negotiations done with the player side for Hojlund, for Amrabat. Personal terms agreed, contracts agreed. It's about getting the fees done. It's about getting those fees done right. And I feel like United are doing this for a couple of reasons. Number one, it gives us leverage in negotiations. When we can say this player wants to come here, this player only wants to come here, as is the case with Hojlund, that gives United strength in the negotiations with Atalanta. I feel like we're doing something similar with Fiorentina and Amrabat. So let me see. There was some other stuff as well in there. Who said what? It's just loading. It's just a shade saying 60 million. Yeah, guys. So, any more thoughts, guys? Make sure to get them in down below. Let me just have a quick check at the old agenda because there was some stuff as well that we still want to go through. I think. Let me see. What have we got? Yeah, so this was actually something I wanted to go through. So, coming in from Core Sport in Italy, United are ready to accelerate in the race for Sofian Amrabat. They're ready to place an offer of around €25 million. I feel like this is going to get accepted. Amrabat's got a year left on the contract. He's been left out of their pre-season. He's training by himself. He wants to join Manchester United. He's turned down Liverpool, and he's agreed a contract with United. So this screams of a deal that's going to get done. It really does. And I think it was a shade, maybe, or Rizat, who said earlier that this is a value for money signing. It really is. This is a guy coming in, 26 years old. Doesn't mind to start every single week, but he brings something a lot different. He brings some real steel in midfield, a really good passer of the ball, sets a tempo very, very nicely, and he's going to add a lot to this team. If we go to the big matches away from home with Casemiro and Amrabat as a midfield two, with Mount or Bruno ahead of them, and one of Mount and Bruno on the wing, that's going to be massive for Manchester United. That makes us so much harder to beat, to play through. And look, I'm sure you guys seen it many times last year. Christian Eriksen in the big matches away from home, it was too easy to play through him because he doesn't have the defensive instincts. He doesn't have that in his game. It's never been his game. So I feel like this is just a massive squad upgrade. It's better than Fred. It's better than McTominay. He will be a really good player for Manchester United, and it just makes sense at that price. That says, off topic, Mbappe won't go to Saudi. No chance, man. No chance. His Mbappe's mind is set on joining Real Madrid. It's about whether Madrid have the money available to manage to actually get the guy in, to get a deal done with PSG. So it's a really interesting situation. It will be strange to see what happens with it. But I mean, no club's ever going to turn down 300 million. Never going to happen. Never ever in football history. So don't care how much money you have. So look, they're always going to accept that. I feel like he's not going to go himself because it's just not going to be great for his career. It's not what he wants to do. So that's probably where we're going to be going. Let me just double check as well. Want to see if anything's coming up here. Nottingham Forest are edging closer to an agreement with Manchester United to sign Dean Henderson on loan with an obligation to buy. So look, Henderson, it's closing in. It's not the deal we wanted. It's not the deal we need, but it might be the deal we get. So I don't know. Dan is saying loan to buy for Real. Speaking of loan to buys, it is Dean Henderson. So I hope the obligation is that they have to send us the money at the end of the season regardless. I hope that there's not contingencies on this, things that Forest can get out of. I want to get Henderson sold. I feel like he sealed his United fate a long time ago with that TalkSport interview. I feel like he is a player who has been a bad influence, has been leaking stuff in the dressing room. I would be very, very happy to see the guy go. I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper. He's not United standard, and he has always had it in his head that he was United standard and he is United standard. So if we get rid of him, I think this is a really good thing for Manchester United. I really do. Stefan Amrabat and Hojlund will be an upgrade for the team because those two will play for the bag. Yep, we need that. Yeah, look, I agree. And getting both Stefan Amrabat and Rasmus Hojlund to agree to contracts which are under, I believe it's under 120,000 a week. That's brilliant business for Manchester United. That is cutting out so much financial fair play problems, cutting down that wage bill, and it's only making more sense for Manchester United. It's only working out better for Manchester United, and that's nothing but a good thing. And that's what we've needed for a long time: is players first and foremost joining because they want to join the football club. That's a big one for me. That really is a big one. And one of those things that I will say is we're seeing Sofyan Amrabat turning down Liverpool, turning down seemingly Bayern Munich, seemingly turning down Barcelona, setting his mind on joining Manchester United. We are seeing Rasmus Hojlund say no to Paris Saint-Germain because he wants to come play for Manchester United. He wants to come play for Erik ten Hag. Those are the type of players you want in your team. And it's the same with Onana. Onana wanted to join Manchester United. Mason Mount walked away from his childhood club he had played for his whole life to come and join Manchester United and play for Erik ten Hag. Those are the types of signings that we need. Those are the types of signings who want to be there. Look, make no mistake, they're probably getting more money per week than what you and I would get in about 10 years. But it's still the point that those guys want to be there. They demand to be there and they're excited to be there. And that's the big thing for me. Luman says, if Forest can force us to loan Henderson, do you think we will be able to sell Maguire and Scott to West Ham, as they might want a loan for those two as well? They might do. Look, we have turned down already a loan move from West Ham for Harry Maguire. We said no. So what they need to do is cough up the money. And look, West Ham find themselves in a unique situation. The thing is with West Ham United, those guys have just pocketed £105 million cash for selling Declan Rice. They have money. Everybody knows it. So they're going to have to spend it at some point. Let's hope it's on Scott McTominay. Let's hope it's on Harry Maguire, because that is going to be brilliant news for Manchester United. And that's what we want to see, guys. Honestly, I would be really happy with that. This whole thing about Dean Henderson going, I'm not 100% happy with it. I'm really not. Look, I think we did a really good deal with Nottingham Forest to sell Elanga for 15 million. I think we should be doing something similar for Dean Henderson. And look, make no mistake about it, for Forest, Elanga and Henderson for 30 million would be a really good deal. Like, a really good double deal for them. I don't know if they're going to do it, though. They look to be getting away with getting themselves a loan for Dean Henderson. I'm not happy with that. I would love United to hold the ground and get a permanent deal out of it. Any more thoughts, guys? Make sure get them in down below. And I'll just have another check here as well. I think I spotted something. Matej Kovar says goodbye to Sparta Prague, so he will not be going there on loan. I think Kovar is going to be Manchester United's backup goalkeeper next season. I really do, because I think with Suzuki pulling out of the deal and thinking about playing for the Japanese side at the Olympics, I just don't see him staying. I just don't see us loaning out Kovar. If there's a chance that Tom Heaton might go, if there's a chance that Dean Henderson's going to go, I think we're going to hold on to Kovar. Let me see. Edison says who would be the second keeper. I think it's going to be Kovar. Just I was literally saying that as well, just when you were typing the message. So a little bit of a time lag there, but I do think that it makes the most sense. Kovar has impressed me in pre-season. His distribution is very good. A very good shot stopper. Good at coming out and claiming the ball. I think, all things considered, he has all the attributes of an Erik ten Hag goalkeeper. I think it's just going to be down to him, whether that's what he's happy to accept. I think Kovar has eyes on going on loan. I feel like he wants to go play football, and I always respect that. Like, I will always respect a footballer for wanting to go do their job. I will never discredit anyone for saying that. And look, it's the exact same with Dean Henderson. I've said this for a long time with Henderson. One thing I won't criticize the guy for is having a drive to go play football, because that's what he's paid to do. He wants to do it. So I want to see Kovar do the right thing for himself. I want to see Henderson sold permanently. Gift is saying as well, actually, we have a young goalkeeper, but we don't give them enough chances. Look, it's very hard for a young goalkeeper to come through. It really is, because once a manager is settled with a goalkeeper, that might be it. And it's really hard to work in as a goalkeeper. You can only play one goalkeeper. Goalkeepers don't usually get substituted, so it's pretty much a case that they only get an opportunity in cup matches, or they only get an opportunity should a goalkeeper get injured. So it is one of those things in football. It's like if you're a midfielder, you have a chance to get on. If you're a striker, a defender, anywhere, there's multiple of those positions on the pitch. There's two centre backs usually. There's two full backs. There's two or three centre midfielders. There's two wingers. There might be one or two striking positions. You only get one goalkeeper. They are a very protected species in football as well. So finding injuries for your goalkeepers, it's not too common. So it's just one of the things that goes with the position, I guess. But yeah, guys, any more thoughts, guys? Make sure you get them in down below. 105 votes at the moment, and we have 49% of you guys saying that £60 million is a good deal for Rasmus Hojlund. Now, I'm kind of torn between good deal and fair deal. I feel like he's probably worth at most around about that 60 million euro mark. So around about 52, 55 million. I think that's a fair price for Rasmus Hojlund. What I will say is future potential, future ability, I think he'll easily be worth that caliber of money. He will easily be worth that to Manchester United, and hopefully we'll get to see some more of the guy. I really can't wait to see him playing for United, running those channels, making things happen in that penalty box, hitting back the opposition defenders, pulling them everywhere. It's going to make a massive difference. Dan says, let's get some likes on the video. Yes, guys, drop a like on the video. Can we hit 50 likes on the video? What we need, 14? So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people in here. If you guys want to drop a like, would be very much appreciated. So thank you very much for that, Dan. And just reminded me there as well. Stephanie did challenge us to get the 50 likes tonight as well. So don't upset Stephanie. Drop a like on the video. Here we got Matan is saying, we don't need Hojlund, please. Sancho can play a striker, get a centre back to help Varane. Have to disagree with you there, man. I mean, I think first and foremost, we got Lisandro Martinez, who I would maybe argue is better than Varane in a lot of regards. I think we need Hojlund as well, because I don't back Jadon Sancho to play false nine all season. I really don't. I think he can do it. I think he's got the talent, but I think we need a striker, and I think that, yeah, we need another centre back. Like, Maguire's not good enough. We do have Lindelof. Lindelof is a perfectly good backup option, but another centre back would be nice. I think what United's long-term plan is to hold off for a season, try to get through with what we have, and then we look at long-term replacements for Varane. I think Diamond from Sporting Lisbon would be a brilliant option. I also think that Antonio Silva would be a brilliant option from Benfica. Let me see. Lucky Singh is saying, please get either this week. I hope so. Michael O'Brien says he will hopefully be good and reach every add-on. Yeah, and that's what I will say there. I will definitely agree with you. If he reaches the add-ons, then he has been a good signing. Bruno Fernandes has paid off all the add-ons a long time ago when he joined United, because he has been a good signing for us. So look, if a player achieves the add-ons, that's brilliant. Mason Mount, I believe, has a Ballon d'Or clause, so I would love for him to go out and achieve those add-ons, because that means he's won a Ballon d'Or, and if he's won the Ballon d'Or, Manchester United have won a lot of trophies in that season. Hey, also we got down here, Gift is saying, we have a good squad if we signed our targets and even challenged Man City. Why not? We are as good as Arsenal and Chelsea, despite them spending. It's a new squad for them. It's a good point. I do like what you're saying there. I think Arsenal have spent a lot of money, and whether they're necessarily better than what they were last year, I'm not 100% sure. I think Rice will be good for them, but he's not going to be the deep-lying progressive player that they thought he was. Declan Rice is a very good box-to-box midfielder. That's more his role than being a tempo-setting number 6. I feel like they're trying to get out of Declan Rice what Man City get out of Rodri, and I just don't think it's in his game. It might get there, but it's not there now. I don't think Havertz at 65 million quid's ever going to be a good deal. I really don't. And look, Timber will be good, make no mistake about it, but need to be brave and put him centre back. He's better than Gabriel. He's probably as good as Saliba, so play him there. Lucky Singh says Newcastle United has been a great change with the new staff. They were in the yeah, they were nearly in the championship 2 years ago, and they are competing for top four. Look, the Newcastle story, it's a great job by Eddie Howe, of course. Big changes to that team. As we know, a lot of money put into it, which definitely has helped them as well. Let me see as well. I'll check and see if anything else is coming out. Keep those comments coming. Gift is saying we need another good centre back in case Martinez and Varane got injured. Yeah, we do. And look, I think Lindelof is that guy for now. I do think that he is that guy. But what I will say is I think he needs somebody else along with him. We need at least two centre backs. I don't think Maguire's going to be good enough. Now, look, Maguire will be helped. Maguire will be helped by Andre Onana, and it will help him in a lot of regards. Number one is Maguire gets caught out too easily because he's slow. What we will find happen, and we will definitely help Harry Maguire, is the fact that Onana will sweep up, and Onana will be aggressively positioned and will cover for his errors. He will be getting better balls played to him, but is he still good enough? No, there's still big issues there, in my opinion. Michael is saying once we get rid of the Glazers, we're going to be the greatest, and it would also help if Pep leaves City. Yeah, look, that could help United a lot. That could help the Premier League a lot. But unfortunately, we have no control over Pep Guardiola leaving City. What we can do is keep the pressure on to get the Glazer family out. If they go and Eric Ten Hag gets the transfer budgets and the players and the ambition above him that he needs to succeed, I have every faith and every belief that we can challenge Man City at the top of the league. I think Ten Hag is the guy. I think that we have that ability. I'm just hoping that we're going to go on and prove that by going out there, giving him what he needs to succeed in this game. And that's going to be the big thing, guys, as well. So we're up to 38 likes, guys. Can we get 2 more likes on the video as well? Let's see if we can get up to 40. We have a small update coming in there from Fabrizio Romano on the Rasmus Hojlund. So a fee of around 60 million euros plus add-ons could be enough for Manchester United to seal the deal. That's a good deal in my opinion. So that's around about 52 million pounds. Probably plus 5 million in add-ons. It takes us to around about 57 million pounds. Like the currency exchanges, it always makes things a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but it would be around probably 57 million pounds. That's what we need to think about. So like as fans of English football, it's easier for us to kind of contextualize everything if we look at it in pounds. That's a big thing. Dan says, is Wan-Bissaka's extension been activated 1 year? I believe we're planning to activate it. I don't think we've done it now. We'll probably do it after the tour when he gets back to Manchester and he's back at Carrington every week. That will probably be an easy one to do. Gift is saying as well, Liverpool and Chelsea are also rebuilding United. Sorry guys, United and Arsenal have a chance to challenge City, who do have pressure right now for Champions League. Yeah, look, I agree with you as well. Look, I think Liverpool will be a much better team next season. Buying a whole midfield will solve so much of their issues. I feel like Chelsea are still going to struggle because, look, they're spending a lot of money. A lot of it's going on wingers. A lot of it's going on creative midfielders. They really don't have a striker outside of Jackson who they've signed. So do I think Jackson's going to be the guy to fire Chelsea into the top levels of football? Do I think he's going to get them top 4, win a trophy, compete for a Premier League? No. I don't believe that for a second. Let me see. Lucky is saying Newcastle United will challenge top 4. Yeah, look, they will. They've got the money. They have the backing. They're going to be up there now. It's the way that football is going. You have to have that level of money to compete. So, look, what United need to do is get ourselves sold so we can have that level of money. DL is saying Fred on his way to Galatasary. Will McTominay be next man? I saw West Ham doesn't want to bid anymore for Gallagher. Chance to sell McFred, then Maguire. Yeah, look, that could be a brilliant day. If we sold McFred and Maguire, I'd be really happy with that. And look, the talk is that they're considering it. David Moyes likes Scott McTominay. I think Scott McTominay is a much better replacement for Declan Rice than Conor Gallagher is, because McTominay will bring you the box to box. He will bring you the engine. He will bring you the work rate, the physicality, the strength, the tackling. Is he a great player? No. But can he go to West Ham and do well for himself? Absolutely, because he's not going to be asked to play 50, 60 passes in a match. He's not going to be asked to drop between the centre backs and spray the ball all over the pitch. He's going to be asked to put tackles in. He's going to be asked to help with the counter attacks, get up and down the pitch, be physical, win headers. Scott McTominay thrives in that condition. That is what he does on the pitch. He does it for Scotland. He did it for a while at Manchester United when that's how he played, and he always looked good doing it. So McTominay's thing, it's an ability thing. It's nothing to do with him as a player. It's nothing to do with commitment. I think he's going to be the right guy for West Ham. I think he's a smart signing for them. And look, if United give 40 million for Scott McTominay, we get 15 million for Fred. That would be absolutely exceptional, because that gets us Sofian Amrabat, and maybe gets us somebody else. Maybe gets us a backup goalkeeper. Maybe it gets us a centre back. That's what that would do for Manchester United. Dan says chips in with gold. Yeah, he does. And look, that could be a big thing for West Ham. They are a low scoring goal. They're a low scoring team in terms of their goal output. So adding McTominay, who can score 5 or 6 goals a season, into their midfield, that's a good option for them. It really is. And I think it's a smart thing to do. DL says, what do you think about Amrabat? Promote Manu and Amrabat as new midfielders. But if Van de Beek, McTominay, and leave, and Mesbury on loan, I can see a younger midfielder in the late transfer. It's a good question. It is a good question, but I feel like that would probably be us. I feel like if we go in with the deeper lying midfield options being Casemiro, Amrabat, and Kobbie Mainoo, that's really good depth. And I think there's enough in front of them that we probably don't need to bring anybody else in. Eriksen, we got Mount, we got Bruno. I guess Sancho can play attacking mid. If we keep Van de Beek for another year, he's there as well. So there's plenty of options. There is plenty of options. Amad Diallo can even play kind of in that number 8 attacking midfield role. So there's loads of options for Erik ten Hag. I don't think we'll go for another midfielder. I think 2 in 1 window would be exceptional business. Gift is saying, I think Kobbie Mainoo is going to have a breakout season, and we should try give Joe Hugel a chance next year to see if we can produce players. Also, yeah, look, I agree. I would like to see next season. I know he's young. I know that he is young, but I think if we could see glimpses of Chelsea playing in preseason next year, I think that could be brilliant, because he is such a talent. He could be such a special player for Manchester United, and I want to see what he can do playing for this team. And I will say this, as controversial as it sounds, I would love to see Kobbie Mainoo in this team. I would absolutely love to see him playing an awful lot. And I've been thinking about it. One way that you maybe could see Kobbie Mainoo play, and it might be worth exploring. It might be worth it. And look, people might think I'm absolutely crazy, but if you guys cast your mind back to how Brighton played a lot during last season, they played Moses Caicedo as an inverted right back, and he kind of just defended that area, and then he moved into midfield when they had the ball. I think Kobbie Mainoo could absolutely do that job for Manchester United, and drop in, make a double pivot with Casemiro. That could be absolutely fantastic. That gets Mount and Bruno up the pitch. It could be an interesting option. I might be losing my mind thinking about football at the minute, but I think it could work. I seriously do. Let me know your thoughts on that one, guys, as well, and keep voting on the poll. What have we got? 118 votes. We have 51% of you guys going for good deal, £60 million for Rasmus Hojlund. I do like the confidence, guys. I really, really do, and I want to see more of it. I want to see more deals done. I hope Amrabat comes in. I would love another player, another centre back. Gift is saying McTominay is a huge player for West Ham, but I think they're just confused with the Rice money and don't know who to buy. I think it's a long term. I think it's a long term thing as well. I think Moyes likes Scott McTominay as a player. I don't know. I think we could maybe see him brought in. I really, really do. I think he adds a lot to that team. I really do. He brings a lot of what they need in physicality, in work rate, tackling, moving up and down the pitch, tips in with goals, can do it. Can do nearly everything in midfield. Not to the highest of levels, but he's a very good player for them. Make no mistake. DL says, Bailly close to Saudi. I hope Fernandez gets number 3. What happens with Kovar now? When no move to Sparta Prague, will he stay as second goalkeeper or leave with Heaton? The plan was to send him on loan. I've seen enough of that online to form my own opinion on that. United's plan was to send him on loan. Whether that's what we do, I don't know. I really don't. I feel like he wants football. I feel like he wants first team football. It's just going to be, can United give him that? Is he going to be satisfied being a backup option? That's what it's going to be about. It really will be. I hope that he does, because I think he's a really good player, but I completely understand if he chose to move on in some regard. Let's see. Michael says you have a brilliant channel and you're very good at reading people's comments. No worries, man. Like, that's what it's about. You guys are giving me time out of your day. Least I can do is read out some of the comments you guys leave as well. So I've just realized we've been going on for an hour and 10 minutes, guys. I'm gonna have to leave the stream now as well, so I'm gonna have to drop off here. So thanks very much for watching, guys. We'll see everyone same time tomorrow at what, 7:30 will we say? So I'll see you guys then. And big ups to Dan as well. I like to think I'm a good up and coming channel. I mean, I try my best, but I mean, we're very, very small on here, so I'm not going to call myself anything special just yet, but it is a community page. It's for you guys. It's for me as well. We talk football. We talk everything. So thank you very much for being a part of it tonight, guys, and I hope you will all join me tomorrow. Have a good Wednesday night. Have a good Thursday if you guys are working, whatever you guys are doing, and let's hope we have some big news on United tomorrow, maybe a bit accepted for Hojlund. That could be a nice way to start the Thursday. All right, guys, have a very, very good night, and I will see you all later.